Well, only the 5th round for the first time in 7 years. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, well, hopefully we're doing something right. I didn't actually know that, so it was that's nice to know. But look, the bottom line for us is that we want to win every game, regardless of what cup competition. And last season we let ourselves down on 2 occasions, and this year we've got a different mentality around the place. So it was great to obviously win the game, and like you said, to be in the next round it's a chance to play at Wembley, and you've got to take that seriously, because what a prestigious thing to be able to do. So yeah, absolutely buzzing.
A few changes made from the game against Woking, and especially the boys who did come in did impress.
Yeah, look, we've got a squad of players now, and we're fortunate that we can actually look at the opposition and pick players that we think will suit that game, as opposed to periods at the start of the season, and especially last season when really we had a smaller squad. I'd say the competition for places wasn't as intense as it is this season, and it's nice to be able to do that. Listen, they've got the hump, they're knocking on my door, and I can't believe I'm not playing, and that's great. That's great for me. Obviously, I've got to manage that, make sure we keep them on side, but having that competition for places. I mean, our midfield competition at the moment is ridiculous, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant because you know what, they've got to be at it every day. Because if they take that finger off the pulse, we've got the ability to make the changes, and now you can come out and the next one in, and there you go. There's your opportunity.
Looking at Solihull, you mentioned they're a great side to BBC Surrey. You know, we weathered a bit of an early storm, but we responded well and found our rhythm and got 2 quick-fire goals. Yeah, it
all starts from the kick-off. We know what we want to do from the first sort of 10-15 minutes, and we decide to try and do something different. And we never really got ourselves back in the game for 5-10 minutes at that point. And then we had a passage of play which created a chance, and I think from that point on, I think we took control and we played some great stuff. We should have probably scored 2 or 3 more, definitely 2. But look, it was a professional performance first half, and just disappointment with the start of the second half. To be honest,
it had similar feelings to the Woking home game as well. You know, we were clinical with our chances. You know, we didn't have too many of them early on, but then we found the rhythm and got those 2 goals.
Yeah, and look, I think Chico. In hindsight, Chike knows he should have shot rather than trying to pass the ball. He's a great striker with the ball. You're one-on-one with the keeper. He's got to back himself. I think that's the message we always say to them: back yourself. What's the worst that happens? Because we didn't score anyway. So what's the worst that happens? You blaze it over the bar, or the keeper pulls off a great save. Ask the question, and I think that's a growth thing that we've got to work on. But no, look, I think we had a deserved lead at half time. They had a couple. I think they had a chance just before half time with a far post where he slid in and he's just put it wide. But again, that come from us switching off. That wasn't. Although they got there with some good play, we allowed them to do it. So there's definitely some stuff we've still got to work on, mate.
We talk about mentality and maturing as well, and you know, one of the biggest challenges in the second half was Solihull getting 2 quick-fire goals themselves, and we did well to.
Well, I think historically, if a team comes back from 2-0 down to 2-2, there's only one team really looks like they're ever going to win it. And fair play to the lads and credit to the lads. They rode that little storm for 4 or 5 minutes after that, got a little bit of a foothold back in the game. And yeah, we made some erratic decisions and again caused our own problems. But inadvertently, we saw the game out, and I don't think I've seen 6 minutes of injury time all season. So I was quite surprised. It's ironic because the 4th official gave a perfectly logical explanation of why it was 6 minutes, but when we've played games and it's only been 2 minutes, and I've said, well, hold on a minute, because they start counting the subs and everything that's happening, it doesn't seem to go that way. But anyway, it is what it is, and we're through, so I'm a happy bunny. And the conditions were a bit tough out there as well, rain, soggy, mud everywhere, but they did well to battle that as well. Yeah, we're praying for a dry spell really, because we've got six of our next 8 games are at home. And if it carries on raining like that, I'm not sure how good the pitch is going to be fair. And let the ground staff do the best that they can with what preparation we've been able to do on the pitch. But it's not fantastic. It's definitely not the worst we've played in the season. But look, you've got to manage the conditions, and sometimes you've got to play the conditions. And I thought for the majority of the game we did, but there were some spells where we were a little bit naive. Looking at our 3rd goal as well, we did just have the ball in there seconds before that, so to come back, have the free kick and score from Mo's free kick, it was a great way to respond to it. Yeah, and I think when you've got conditions like this, I always say to the players, what would you not want if you was the goalkeeper? Well, I wouldn't want a low hard shot skipping off the surface where my vision's blocked and I don't know when it's coming in and I can't see it till late. And finally we did it, because we always try and bend it in the top corner or wrap it into the opposite corner, and you're thinking, with all due respect lads, just hit the target. On a night like tonight, hit the target, make sure we follow the ball in, and to be fair to Mo, he struck it really. He's one of the best strikers at the club, and he did so, and gets us the goal, and thankfully the winning goal.
And a brace for him as well. It must be good to continue that goal scoring form of this.
It's important. You want centre forwards to score goals, and we've got that now. Again, we talk about competition in midfield. You've got competition in the forward areas. There's people sniffing to want to get in and be on the pitch, and they're frustrated if they're not. So there is pressure. When you're on the pitch, you've got to score. But then on the other hand, you've got to work hard as well. And I think a special mention goes to Joel. I thought his level of work ethic tonight was excellent, and nice little birthday present for him.
I mentioned that on his birthday as well. A good way to get a birthday present like that, a 5th round tie in the FA Trophy.
He's got a lot of potential, Joel, and I think the penny's starting to drop with him about the other side of the game he needs to do to allow him to be able to do the stuff he's really good at, and his work ethic's been outstanding, especially since coming back from Christmas. He was brilliant at Woking. He didn't get to do maybe what he wanted to do with the ball at Woking, but his work ethic was outstanding, and look, he's a major attribute, a major asset to the club.
You can see that with 2 starts in his last 2 games as well.
Yeah, look, and that's a reward, and that's what we're saying to the boys. If you come in and you play well, then you get an opportunity. But there are going to be times when you might not. You might come in and play really well, and actually I'm going to change you because tactically we want to be different, and that's a nice challenge for me.
Looking at the next round in the FA Trophy, either Boston or Chesterfield, we'll find out tomorrow. What are your thoughts on that?
To be honest, Wealdstone Saturday. That's what we're thinking about now. There's no point thinking about what Boston and Chesterfield are going to do because it's out of our control. It's nothing to do with us until we play them on whatever the date is. So from our perspective, everything we focus is on Wealdstone Saturday.
And back to the league on Saturday as well against Wealdstone, a chance to push up the table.
Yeah, look, we've had some good news today. We've secured Jermaine for the rest of the season, so that's good news for us. And that adds a little bit more competition and a little bit of spice. We announced in the dressing room that obviously that we've agreed the deal, and there's some really happy faces, and there was a few midfielders that were thinking, oh, another one. But look, that's good. It's all in good spirit. But yeah, look, we go to Wealdstone in good form, and they're a good side. They've proved that this year with some of the results they've got. So we've got to make sure we're at it. Obviously, we've had that time off. We've got to make sure we allow the lads to recover properly, and then come back in on Thursday. Hopefully, hit the ground running.
A quick mention on Jermaine as well. His first game back from his suspension, he did well in his team.
He's quality. He's a really good player, and he brings a calming influence to the team at times. But he also brings an intensity, and I think when you've got a player like him who's played as many league games as he has, and the business we've done, I credit to everyone involved because he's a proper player.
Are you in with a shot? More information below. Click here for the next video and click here to subscribe.